Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into a diet that's been getting a ton of buzz, mostly because it kind of throws the rulebook out the window. We're talking about the Dirty Carnivore Diet. So let's just jump right in with a big question, right? What if your diet could be super simple, totally focused on meat, and, yeah, a little bit dirty? Let's unpack what that really means. Okay, so what is it? At its heart, this is the carnivore diet for the real world. For people who don't have time to be perfect. The whole idea is to get the benefits of a super strict meat diet, but without all the rigid rules that make it so hard to stick with long term. It's all about being sustainable, not necessarily being pure. And this really shows you the main difference. Clean carnivore is all about purity, right? We're talking only grass-fed, fresh, unprocessed meats. But dirty carnivore? That's all about practicality. It gives you the green light for things like bacon, sausages, and even some hot sauce, just to make the diet actually doable in a busy life. So you might be wondering, why would someone choose this dirty path? Well, let's get into the benefits that people who follow this diet always talk about. The upsides, honestly, are pretty compelling. For starters, it's simple. Meal planning is suddenly a breeze. And because you're eating so much protein and fat, you feel full for a really long time, which is a huge reason why so many people see quick weight loss. For some, all that steady energy also leads to better focus and mental clarity. And of course, the big one, it's just plain convenient. Okay, but is it really all that simple? I mean, is this level of convenience a little too good to be true? Because this kind of flexibility doesn't come for free. There are definitely some major trade-offs to think about. So now we have to look at the other side of the coin. It's so important to understand the potential risks before you even think about trying something like this. And here is that trade-off. All those convenient processed meats, they're often packed with sodium, nitrates, and other preservatives that are linked to health issues down the road. Plus, when you cut out all plants, you're getting zero fiber, which can cause, some serious digestive problems for a lot of people. And for some folks, a diet this high in saturated fat might not be great for their cholesterol or heart health. All right, enough with the theory. What are people actually eating on this diet day to day? Let's take a look at the menu. So the foundation is pretty straightforward. Unprocessed stuff like beef, chicken, fish, and eggs. But it's that column on the right, the dirty add-ins, that brings all the flexibility. We're talking bacon for a quick breakfast, some deli meats for lunch, and high-fat cheese or butter to make your meals taste great and feel more satisfying. Okay, so we've seen the good, we've seen the bad. The real question is, could this actually be right for you? Let's get into the practical takeaway here. Now, for anyone who's curious about this, the key seems to be a slow and steady transition. You don't just go cold turkey on everything else. The advice is to gradually reduce carbs while you start eating more easy-to-find proteins like ground beef and eggs. And this is so important. As you eat fewer carbs, your body lets go of a lot of water and electrolytes. So you have to be really on top of staying hydrated and getting enough salt to avoid that awful keto flu. And this brings us to what might be the biggest mistake people make. Look, a plate full of processed meat is okay for convenience every once in a while, but it can't be your every meal. The real goal is to use these dirty options as a tool, not as the foundation. You still want to build your diet around fresh, whole proteins to manage those long-term risks. This really is the whole game right here. Success with this diet isn't about how much bacon you can eat. It's about finding that sweet spot, your own personal balance between what's easy right now and what's good for your health in the long run. And that balance is going to be different for every single person. So that's really the final question we're left with, isn't it? Is this flexibility a feature or is it a bug? For some, it might be the one thing that makes a diet like this actually work. But for others, it could just open the door to some not so great habits. And really, you're the only one who can answer that for yourself. Thanks for watching.